Hey guys, it's LPS Mango, and before this video starts, I just want to thank everyone so much for the support you've shown my channel over the past week. Thank you for everyone who's clicked on a video and clicked subscribe or clicked the like button. I seriously appreciate it. So yeah, this video will be the video I've been waiting to make, which is how to tell if your LPS are fake or not. So, if you remember my old YouTube channel, LPS Flippy Fins, you'll remember that I made a video how to tell if this LPS, which I'm sure many of you know as LPS Savvy, like Savvy Savannah, from Sophie GTV's LPS Popular series, and I made a video how to tell if your LPS of this one is real or fake or not. So, instead of just doing that again, I decided to just make it on every LPS because, let me just say, from the last time I made that video, there's been a lot more effort putting into making LPS, like fake ones, which is sad, but hey, you gotta find a way to avoid buying the fake ones if you don't want the fake ones. If you're out to get the real ones, the fake ones, go for it. But in case you're not and you're looking to get the real, like, authentic versions of the LPS you're searching for, I'm here to help you. So let's get started. There are many different ways to tell if your LPS is fake, so I'm going to be going over as many as I can think of in this video to help you out as much as possible that either other people have mentioned or that I've discovered myself with fake LPS. So yeah, the first thing that is very clear when finding a fake LPS, and I'm using this fake one as an example because it's the only one where you can clearly see the peg in the head. So every LPS has this little stick thing in the head. I don't know if you can see it too well, but you can see that it's clear. And a lot of real LPS have clear pegs in their head. Now, this does not go for every LPS, like that, whether to decide if they're real, because as you can see, this one has a clear peg in the head. And he is fake. I've 100% figured out that he's fake. So yeah, and that would be the first one. Now, again, it doesn't go for every LPS, and some LPS are pretty hard to see the peg in the head. Here, let me just, because some LPS, like this one, it's kind of hard to see. So what you're going to have to do is just twist it as far back as you can without breaking it. Don't push it back to where you don't just yank it back to see. If you can't see on one LPS, try a different one. Don't just keep trying to pull the head back because it will pop off, and I can't promise you're going to be able to get it back on to get the bobble anymore. So please don't start ripping the heads off your LPS to see. So yeah. So the next way you can tell if your LPS are real or not is by what's on the bottom of their feet. So this might sound weird, but every LPS has some kind of thing on the bottom of their foot, whether it be a magnet, whether it be some kind of hole on the LPS, depending on what color magnet. It could be red, it could be blue like this one, it could just be a hole, or it could be these weird silver magnets. So let's go into each one. That guy's not going to stand, I can tell you that right now. So the red magnet on the bottom of the foot can be an indicator of a real LPS depending on when the LPS was made. Because not every old LPS has a red magnet. It could either be a red one or a blue one, as shown in this dash hound. But especially on eBay, a lot of fake LPS makers from whether it be China or other places like Philippines, they will make magnets. It might require you to do some research on the pet, whether it should have that color magnet, because some pets have different variants of it. So for instance, this LPS might have, and I'm not saying this LPS does, but say this LPS has another variant of it that will look exactly the same, but one will have a blue magnet and the other one might not have a magnet at all. So don't take this on every LPS or every fake LPS that if they don't have a magnet, it might be fake. But it might help you identify whether it should be real or not, and I'll explain a variant. Now, a variant could be these two, but as you'll know that this one is a fake one, So this one, they tried to make look as real as possible by giving it a magnet. This is the real magnet, and this is the fake one. As similar as it looks to be a real magnet, it's way more orange than the real one, or like a lighter pink, and on camera it looks a lot more orange. So it's definitely not a real one. But everything else looks kind of the same, but again, some variants on LPS, this one will have a magnet, and then the same exact, say this is a real one for now, I know it's getting kind of confusing, might have just a hole. I don't think it's usually like backwards, so this one would be a red one and this one would be a blue one, like how this is for some LPS, but it could be. I'm not too sure, really. But a clear way for me to tell is that if the variant, you could always look up, like, for instance, this LPS, you could always look up LPS and the number and type in either, like, red magnet, blue magnet, no magnet, and it'll bring up pictures of the LPS, like, feet. And you can kind of tell with, like, real ones and go off of that if you'd like. Now, onto the hole in the feet. A lot of the newer style LPS that came out, like, kind of more recently, like, not the new gen LPS, but the ones that still kind of had this design, had holes in the feet. And it's kind of hard to identify just on the bottoms of the feet whether it's real or not if they don't have a magnet. A lot of these style LPS, and by style I mean like the monkeys, the hamsters and stuff like that, they really don't make fakes of. So if you see a monkey or a hamster LPS and it has like a hole in the foot, don't be like too put off by it, being like, ooh, that's fake, because it most likely isn't. I've only pretty much seen fakes of LPS cats, and by cats I mean like the short hair cats. This one's real, but this is the first one I grabbed. And dogs. Like, even with dogs, it's usually in the main 5, which if you don't know what the main 5 are of just LPS in general, is short hairs, dash hounds, Great Danes, hold on, I'm gonna grab them while I'm here, collies, and cocker spaniels. I'm so sorry, I should have just paused the video there, but I was too lazy. So these are the main 5 LPS, and there's usually, she's not gonna stand, there's usually only fakes of these in general at most eBay sellers. Yes, there are like some fakes of other LPS where, for instance, this one might have like a super like terrible paint and everything, but I found that more recently you're gonna find more LPS of these types that are fake than the other ones. And I don't think they've really ever made fakes of like these different LPS because they're not super popular, so they're not going to fool as many people, as bad as that sounds. But that's pretty much their only job, is to get money off of these fake LPS, because it gets more people to buy them if they see like a really rare LPS, like especially with, I don't know where she went, all over the place, especially with one of these ones. They're definitely going to make a ton of fakes on these, and they're getting a lot better at making fakes, which is sad to say to upcoming like LPS collectors and just people that want the LPS that they like, because it's hard to find the real versions of it. So on to I hope this helped, by the way. On to the next pet. Okay, so on to the next pets. We have these pets that have like these weird holes, which probably are never going to be fake because they're not going to try to replicate this situation. I believe that some of these pets as well have like red magnets and such. But yeah, his paint is like green. He might be fake. Couldn't tell you, really, honestly. I don't think he is. No, he's not. But he's got like a green. I never noticed that. But he's like pretty much green. Okay, anyway. And the magic motion pets. They never make fakes of these, and not every magic motion pet has these like silver magnets, but if they do, it's probably not a fake, because again, they don't make many magic motion pets. But please, if you see regular LPS, as in regular, I mean like one of these LPS, because I had a fake version of this and it had one of these silver magnets. If it has one of those silver magnets, don't buy it. Unless it is supposed to have it like a magic motion pet, because it is most likely and gonna probably always be a fake LPS if it has one of those. So yeah, please just watch out. But again, they usually don't make fakes of like this group of LPS just because they're not super popular and it's not super easy for them to make fakes of them, and they really don't care enough, I'm assuming, to make fakes because they're not gonna sell as much. So the next way you can tell between fake LPS is just pretty much by looking at them. Some eBay posts are harder to see because they'll only show like either this kind of picture, like they'll only show like 2 pictures and it'll be either this or this. They never show the feet, so it's kind of like you just have to like eyeball if they look okay or not. So here we have a real LPS and a fake one. Now this might be hard to tell until you like get them, but you can kind of tell by the eyes and like just all around like the design of the face, because as you can tell, if my camera focuses, the brown on this one on the nose is a lot more like clear than this, and this one's kind of like below the face, if you can tell, and this one's just a lot shorter than this one. The eyes on this one, which is kind of weird, are a lot more clear than this. Like these ones are a little bit more blurry. And the eyebrows kind of look like they're just like sticked on, unlike these. Like these ones kind of look like painted, but these ones are like stickers. Another way you can tell is if the pet has a blemish, which a blemish, if you don't know, is a mark on the LPS. And a lot of the fake LPS really either don't get blemishes, which they do, but some are like, it takes them a good bit of time, or if they just don't have them and it says like new LPS, because a lot of the older LPS are gonna have these marks because they're older pets. So even, I'm trying to see, I don't know if she has, I think she has like one, and she has like that mark on her face. Her eyes are a little more blurry, and to the fake one, I think the fake ones are a lot more clear. So yeah, that's a good way to tell is how the LPS looks compared to the real one. I went to go grab another example. So here we have this example as well. And the paint, it's kind of hard to tell, but in the eyes, this one's a lot more darker and more like straight edge marks in the eye, while this one's just kind of like eyeballed, if you want to say it, like put on. Another thing with this LPS specifically is that this one's a lot more taller and like its head's like kind of stuck up more. Along with that, he's super white. Like this one's paint, why is my camera unfocusing? This one's paint is a little more dulled than this one. Like this one's just a bright white color, and this one isn't. There's a few more ways you can tell where it's like this one's foot's darker, like the paint on the legs is a lot more dark, and same with the ears, which might be a little hard to tell with my lighting, so I apologize. It's just all around a different color than this one, which might be hard to tell in eBay posts. So I hope this helped, but this one's not the best way to go about picking LPS. And especially, I mean, if the buyer says like authentic in the post, you can kind of base your guess on that if you want to buy it or not, because some sellers will lie and say, oh, this pet's authentic, and then you get it and it's like, what? It's not even close to the real one. But a lot I've noticed going through eBay as well is a lot of fake LPS will, like, makers or sellers will put in the description of their post, not for real collectors or something along those lines, which gives you a good indication that they're fake, because not many LPS collectors want fake ones. So, I mean, it's good for, like, younger kids including myself when I was younger. Like, I didn't really care if they were fake or not. But as you get older, you're like, darn it, I should have just bought the real one, because I don't like having fakes. And I know that there are some kids that don't want fakes either for obvious reasons. But if they're close enough, I don't mind having the fakes. But, I mean, I wanted to just start buying the real ones because I just don't like having the fakes anymore. But at certain ages, it is okay to get fakes, because these old LPS can get pretty pricey. And that brings me on to my next point. Now, a good way to tell whether an LPS is fake or not is by the price, which sounds kind of stupid, but a lot of the fake eBay sellers will have pets going for, like, even like these specific ones for like $9 to $10, which is a pretty good deal if you don't know if they're fake or not, because you're like, wow, that LPS should be like $50, like this one, which is only worth that because of pretty much Sophie GTV's video, and it is a pretty rare pet. It's a pretty cool looking pet, so I don't blame it for going for that much. But I've seen this LPS, and even when I bought the fake one, for like $12, so it's a huge difference. And a lot of these LPS, and this one is fake, and never mind. Okay. This one is fake, and I know that for a fact because it has a hole. I think it's pretty sure, I don't know, just all around looks not good as a LPS. But a lot of the fake LPS go for a super cheap price compared to what their real versions go for. Like this LPS could be going for, like, pretty much all these could be going for like $9 to $10. But this one you're probably not going to get less for $15 if you're wanting a real version. Same with this one. This one as well. Like, all the main 5 LPS should not be under $15. If it's under $15, you should be a little iffy, especially if they're all listed in the same post. Like, if you go by eBay and you see someone selling like 5 Dachshunds, 5 Great Danes in one post for like $20, $30, you should probably be a little concerned and not buy them, because they're most likely fake, because the LPS go for a lot. Now, this could differ from people that have no idea about LPS. So I've seen some eBay posts where people sell their like super rare LPS. Like, for instance, like they'll have this LPS and this one in a post. Oh my goodness, if I can grab it. These two LPS in a post, and they'll be selling it for like $5. You can kind of assume by, if you check out their account, like their actual eBay account, by reviews and stuff like that, and their other posts, like if they're posting a lot of LPS stuff, maybe they might be fake. But if they have like car stuff and like clothing on their like eBay, you can probably assume that they're real and that they just don't know how to price them. I've seen some fake LPS like sellers, like they'll sell them, and I usually check the reviews of their account, because if you can't tell in just looking at it by the pictures, just doing research on it or anything like that, you can also, if they're selling a lot more LPS than just these two, like say they were selling these, and on their account they were also selling these ones and stuff, you can kind of go off of their reviews. And a lot of people on eBay, by people I mean parents that buy LPS for their kids, might leave a review and be like, wow, fast shipping and stuff like that. But if you go to like the more negative reviews on their page, you might see people that buy LPS regularly saying, hey, these are fake, like some are fake or something like that. So you can kind of like guess on the buyer, and especially like how many reviews they have. So yeah, that could be like a good way for you to tell how they are with selling their LPS and if they're being truthful about it or not. The last way you can tell if your LPS is fake is by the neck of the ring. Wow. The ring of the neck, which, if you don't know what that is, it's this little like ring that goes all the way around the head or the neck, whatever you want to call it. I'm so sorry for like messing up my words there. I was looking at my bunny because he was making noises. So here we have a authentic LPS, or a real LPS, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of the real ones, if I can hopefully be able to show it if my camera focuses, it sticks down a little bit past the head. And a lot of real LPS do this, where I'm trying to find another one. This one has like a huge neck ring that like dips down past it. Another one is this one has one. So a good way to tell is if they have this like little ridge that sticks down, especially in the picture. Now, some posts, if you're buying on eBay or Amazon, it's kind of hard to see this, and you kind of have to be like up close with it. But pretty much all real LPS, besides a few exceptions, like the Cocker Spaniels. Some of them have it, but I've noticed that others don't. And it kind of goes for a lot of other LPS as well that are real, where it doesn't stick down a ton, so it's kind of like, is it real or not? Like these LPS, like some LPS really don't have a neck ring that sticks down a ton, even if they are real. But if you're getting an older LPS that should have some kind of magnet on the foot, it's probably going to have this neck ring, and if it doesn't, you can kind of assume that it's probably going to be fake. Like this one is an older LPS, and it does have a neck ring, but it's fake, which also goes to prove my point that these all don't work for some LPS. Like, this might look real. Why is it so bright? Oh my goodness. But it has a white, I don't even think I showed this. Some LPS have a white peg if they're fake, which I think I mentioned, but I never showed. Like, this one has a white peg, but it looks kind of real because of the other things that it has. So you just have to be super careful, and I know I'm kind of like backtracking where I'm like, well, you can look at this, but it might not be real, because it's kind of hard to tell if they're going to be real or not, because a lot of, and I'm just saying from what I've noticed, is that a lot of fake LPS don't have certain qualities that their real version should, but that doesn't go for all fake LPS, because some fake LPS and real LPS are pretty much the same, and you just kind of have to like take a guess and hope you get lucky with getting a real one. But yeah, this neck ridge on certain LPS should not be present. Like a lot of Cocker Spaniels, if I can find another one quickly, might not have it. Like this one, it's kind of like completely indented, but a lot of fake LPS look exactly the same as this as a Cocker Spaniel. So you have to go off of the other things, like does it have a magnet? Like this LPS specifically should have a magnet. If you want some, examples, like this one's real, it shouldn't have a magnet, and stuff like that. I realized I also have 2 more examples that I'm going to throw in real quick because this video is getting long. So I'm sorry I'm like rambling my words throughout this video. It's just a lot to explain. So yeah. So the last way, I believe, if I do it right again, you can tell if your LPS is fake, which this one is again kind of like an in-person thing. Like if you suspect that one of your LPS is fake, you can kind of go off of this. So on the bottom of every LPS, there is this little, it might be super hard for me to get on camera because it might not focus enough. So we'll see. Here we go. Wow, it actually picked it up. So on the bottom of every LPS, it has this like weird little like code thing where it says 2008 Hasbro and then China after it. And every LPS has some kind of wording on the bottom, whether it be like black letter numbers, along with like this code where it has like a different code after it. Some LPS have this thing on the back of them. Same with this, like it has the black letters and this, and then it has this like weird code right there. Again, it has black numbers. I keep saying letters, and then a code. So all LPS have this situation kind of going on with that. So I've noticed that, and this again doesn't go for every fake LPS, but I've noticed that a few versions of fake LPS will have this extra bit after it. Like where it should just say 2006 Hasbro and then China. Some fake LPS have this little part after it, like this next letter of code, while real ones don't, where it just ends at China. Now, I'm not saying this goes for every fake LPS, but as you can see here, it has this thing as well as this one. But this one has a G after it, which is like kind of confusing in a way. I can't remember. Hold on. Yeah, so that's like, it's like a little different, but there are some differences that can make very clear. Like if you have this LPS and it has, like, it depends on the LPS, and that's all I'm going to say for this, because this isn't a super good indicator whether you have a real or fake, but I've noticed that a lot of the fake LPS have more like code to them, especially like with this Great Dane, and I don't know if it relies on every fake LPS or not, but like as you can see, which I don't know if you can, this one's like really gross. I gotta clean this guy. He has, it might not pick it up. He has that like extra bit of code right there where it says like C dash whatever. While his real version does not. It just ends at China. So again, this might not fall on every LPS and how you can tell if it's fake, but it might be a little helpful hint on how to tell if your LPS is fake. And I'm not saying that every LPS is going to have or not have that like kind of this number, and it might not just end at China like this or like carry on. But a good bit of fake LPS will have different versions. Like if you have two of the same LPS, you can kind of check between them both. If you have a fake one, like, and you don't know if you have two fake ones, if you have one fake one, if you have two real ones, you can kind of go off of that. But I wouldn't rely on that as just your like one way of telling like, oh, my LPS is fake or my LPS is real. Because it might not help you identify it as clearly as some other ways that I've mentioned in this video. So, yeah. I apologize for this video being 26 minutes long, but I seriously hope this video helps you in identifying some of your fake LPS if you didn't know you had any of them. Just keep in mind that some of these ideas might not work for every fake LPS or might not work for every real LPS. So you're just going to have to kind of do some research on your LPS and see that way. Or just be careful. I just suggest be careful buying on eBay. And a good bit of fake LPS eBay people will make very professional looking photos for their LPS. And I'm not saying that this is, again, not saying it's every fake LPS seller. But a good bit of them will have that. And you just have to go off of just everything else that I mentioned in this video and kind of put it all together and kind of decide that way. But I hope this video helps you guys identify these and just all around stay aware of the fake LPS and what to look for when trying to buy some. Because it is getting harder and harder to find the older LPS for a decent price on eBay and just finding them in general. You're not going to be able to find certain LPS for under $100 just because of how rare they are. But on certain LPS, I really hope this helps for ones that are in your price range for whether they be fake or real, and you can tell if they're either. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll leave comments on this video as well, just so I can reply to you guys if you have any questions on identifying them or anything like that. So yeah, I hope this video, once again, hope it helped you or anyone that you know that's struggling to figure out if their LPS are fake or real or not. So yeah, bye guys.